We lift you up in this place. You are the mighty maker, the mighty God, the only one that our lives can be made whole from. You are the one we seek, the one we desire. And I pray that your words just come through as we answer questions that are burning on their hearts. God, I pray that you just speak through me and open their ears, God, that these words are not mine, they're just from you, God. So I pray that you speak through this vessel, that you just rock it tonight. Because as I know it's from you. In your name I pray, amen. What's up? Man, I kind of don't want worship to end ever when it goes like that. It's so awesome. But I know this is important. So we wrote for the past couple weeks. Past month and a half, pretty much. We've been asking you guys to load our boxes with questions, questions that you want to know the answer to. And guess what? I get the privilege of answering 7 of them. 7 of them.
Awesome.
So please, if this is your question, or if it's not your question, if you just please open your ears. This is a kickoff to real questions, real answers. So, first question. Hey, do you know my question? I think I do. Okay? Let's see. When is God coming to get me out of jail? Well, that depends on why you are in there. And if you're Paul and Silas, it depends on how loud your praise is. For those of you who don't know, that Paul and Silas got kicked to jail, and they praised loud enough, and the jail walls collapsed around them. That's a cool story. So, again, God's coming to get you out of jail, depending on why you're in there, and how loud your praise is, I guess. I don't know. But let's get serious. Let's really get into the questions that you guys want to know. The first question I have tonight's going to pretty much just be about relationships and pain. How to get over it. Tonight, the first question I have, how do you find your soulmate? I really don't know why I got stuck with that question. They didn't put a ring on it. They didn't like it, I guess, whatever. But for real, the first answer I have for you, to find your soulmate, stop looking. Seriously. I ask so many people this question because I don't know the answer to that. And they said the same thing. Stop looking. Seriously. Take care of what matters first. You. Find out that you're okay. Be okay with yourself before you're okay with someone else. I spent 2 years before I came here to a place called Master's Commission. And it was basically a ministry school. And the very first year, I was told, well, the first year that you're there, you're not allowed to talk to anybody. For me, I wasn't allowed to talk to girls. I wasn't allowed to text them. I wasn't allowed to call them. I wasn't allowed to be in the same room as them, just one-on-one. I was not allowed to be anywhere around a girl. For the simple reason that they wanted me to understand, they wanted me to discover a God for myself. They didn't want me to discover it with somebody else, somebody that I think I'm dependent on. Because God, in the basis, no matter what happens, in the end, it's you and God. It's not you, your husband or wife, and God. It's you and God. And so, to understand that, the thing that I really realized in that moment was that God is love. Like, if you just take one word to describe God, the only word that's possible is love. Because everything else comes from love. And so, if we don't even understand, if we're not even connected to the God of love, how can we be in love with someone else? Okay? And so, to me, it was for me to discover who I am in God. Because if you don't know who you are, you're going to fall for anybody. Because you don't know what you need. You don't know what kind of person you need. You don't know what fits you. And so you're just going to fall for anybody. You're going to fall for the person that abuses you because you think, oh, this is the only thing I need. This is the only thing that's there because I don't know who I am in God. And so you're going to fall into a relationship that doesn't work. So the thing for you is to find out who you are in God. To find out who He designed you to be. What you're created for. Because I made this up myself. Because you need to find your purpose before you find your person. Because like from your purpose comes a person who can support what you're doing. Comes a person who can, support you and God. Can support what your mission is with God. And so I think for you guys, just stop looking. Get so entangled and fall in love with God before you try to fall in love with somebody else. And for those of you in a relationship, I'm not calling you out. I'm just saying you need to work with each other. Work with each other to find out who God is for you two. For separately. Or anybody else, other relationships out there. Find out who God created you to be. The second question I have is, how should we show non-believers Christ in a way that won't push them away from us and Christ at the same time? I did a little studying in Ezekiel 33. It's, hold on, bookmarks, not good. There they are, okay. Ezekiel, we read in this story, it's, the chapter is all about a watchman. Good evening. How are you? Do you want me to go back about why you should? I'm just kidding. And so, Ezekiel's a watchman, okay? And God calls him to say a watchman. Now, a watchman back in the Old Testament days, his job was to be, to climb this huge scout tower and to look out for any battle, armies that were coming to destroy the town. Right? And he was to blow the trumpet to warn the people to get ready, either to pack up and leave or to draw their sword and fight, just get ready, the enemy's coming, right? And God's here saying, well, he goes on to say, if the watchman doesn't do his job, then everyone who dies, that's his fault, the watchman's fault. But if the watchman blows the trumpet, and the people, and he does warn the people, but they don't pay attention to it, that's not his fault. That's not the watchman's fault. That's the people who were, foolish. The blood will be on them, is what they say. Then, God, I love God. He goes on and he says, where is it? I'm sorry. Oh, here we go. Son of man, I have made you a watchman for the house of Israel. So hear the word I speak and give them warning from me. When I say to the wicked, O wicked man, you will surely die, and you do not speak out to dissuade him from his ways, the wicked man will die for his sin. But I will hold you accountable for his blood. But if you do warn the wicked man to turn from his ways, and he does not do so, he will die from his sin, and you will have saved yourself. I want to go a little bit farther than that. I mean, that's serious stuff. If you know, imagine with me, okay? Just everybody close your eyes, okay? Imagine with me that you alone discover the cure for cancer. Okay? You alone discover the cure. You know how it works, you know what, you tested it, and you know that this is the cure. What do you do with it? Do you keep it for yourself? No, you couldn't. You can open your eyes. You couldn't do it. You couldn't keep it to yourself. I would dare to say you would shout it to every hospital. You go to all the doctors and say, do this cures cancer. Right?